A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai Edition 2026. HCL believes in the power of sport, not just as a game, but as a platform that inspires discipline, resilience, and excellence. Over the years, HCL has been proud to have partnered with the SRFI, the Squash Rackets Federation of India, to lift squash to newer heights, nurture the homegrown talent, and of course, build champions for India. After a spectacular showdown in Chennai, we now shift our focus to Mumbai, which is Bollywood and of course the gateway of dreams for many as well. It's also the financial capital, and we have got a prize money of $15,000 for the winners here in the men's and women's category as well. We are coming to you live from the iconic Juhu Ville Parle Gymkhana Club, and this is going to be one brilliant semi-finals day here. Over the last 3 days, 48 players from 15 different nations have vied it out with pride, glory, and of course for those crucial world ranking points as well. Now, the competition has narrowed as only 4 of the best remain in each of the men's and women's category. But before we move on to the semi-finals, let's have a look at the highlights package from quarterfinals day. Well, those were some breathtaking shots, and look at those rallies as well from quarterfinals. But the intensity, trust me, it's only going to get bigger and better from here for the semi-finals. Let's have a look at whom we have lined up for the semi-finals today. Firstly, at 4 p.m. Siafik Kamal from Malaysia, who's going to take on Ziad Ibrahim from Egypt as well. Next up in the first of the women's semi-finals at 4:45 p.m. we've got Akari Midorikawa from Japan, who's going to take on the third seed in this tour, Tanvi Khanna, the Indian who's going to play the first semi-final as well. Then next up at 5:30, the second of the men's semi-finals, we've got Yasin Shodi from Egypt, who's seeded number 2, who's going to take on Velavan Senthil Kumar, the Indian as well, who's seeded number 1 on this tour. What a battle that one will be as well. Second of the semi-finals from the women's category, we will be having Noor Khafagi from Egypt, who's seeded number 4, and she's going to take on Farida Walid, the Egyptian as well. That is one exciting match lined up for today as well. Well, before we move on, this prestigious tournament is hosted in partnership with the Squash Rackets Federation of India, the SRFI, with some good support from the Sports Authority of India and the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. I also wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our partners, the JVPG Club, the Maharashtra Squash Rackets Association, and Monkey Ice, Instant Ice Pack as well. You can watch all the action live on HCL Group and India Squash's YouTube channel. Well, this was your presenter, Vansh Chawla. Now I'll pass it on to my commentator, Suraj, for live action at semi-finals.
Well, thank you so much, Vance. That was an absolutely electrifying intro. It's got everybody fired up. Good evening and welcome to the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour here at the Juhu Ville Parle Gymkhana in Mumbai. Well, after 4 days of world-class squash, we have arrived at the business end of the tournament. The draw has been whittled down. The intensity now has gone up another level, and tonight, only the very best will remain. 4 semi-finals, 4 places in tomorrow's finals, with every rally mattering a whole lot more from here. Well, this is the lineup for today. We've got 4 semi-finals. We'll start off with the men's semi-finals. It will be the 2 unseeded players who have taken our breaths away in this tournament, have reached the semi-finals, punching above their weight and their rankings, and they look to really cause some issues. Mohammad Safi Kamal taking on Ziad Ibrahim. In the second semi-finals, we got Akari Midorikawa taking on Tanvi Khanna, the Japanese international who proved so many problems with her aggressive style of play and relentless nature as she's up against the experienced Indian campaigner, the number 3 seed Tanvi Khanna. And that will be our first 2 semi-finals, and we'll set up then for the main events of the evening. Yasin Shodi taking on Velavan Senthil Kumar, number 2 seed versus number 1, Egypt versus India. Hold on to your hats, folks. That is going to be, simply put, a blockbuster of a game. And to round off, we got the all-Egyptian affair in the semi-finals with Noor Khafagi taking on Farida Walid, number 4 seed versus number 2 seed. So there's a lot to go out for. Really top-notch squash action here today. Once again, before the game start, I'd like to thank the Squash Rackets Federation of India, the Sports Authority of India, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Maharashtra Squash Association, and of course Monkey Ice, our partners, for their continued support and the growth of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour. We're moving from Chennai to Mumbai, the financial capital, and the stakes are super high now as Siafik Kamal and Ziad Ibrahim look to venture into the finals. And Mohammad Siafik Kamal took 4 games to dispatch the Canadian Salah Eltogman from Canada. A very high-paced game from the experienced campaigner. He's been one of Malaysia's top-ranked players to venture his way into the finals here today, and the task will not be easy because he's up against the youthful exuberance of Ziad Ibrahim from Egypt. You know all about the Egyptian squash program, and they produce gems, and we see them on tours like this where they come with no seedings, no rankings, just that freedom to go out there and play their best squash possible And Ziad Ibrahim has certainly done that. Now we'll see whether or not he can handle the pressure of the semi-finals here. The semi-final settings, live from the very Gymkhana here is so much excitement coming. 4 games here. Mohammad Yafi Kamal. 2026, he found himself 69th in the world, former Malaysian national number 1, one of the most experienced players left in the draw. The PSA Challenger titles across his career, and he spent several seasons inside the world's top 60. To be exposed very composed in those big moments. He loves to dictate the play from the front of the court and is an excellent volley player. And deceptive with his holds. Of course, that experience will play a huge part for Mohammad Yafi Kamal. The Egyptian Ibrahim, ranking in the top 100 in the world, one of Egypt's emerging generations. Super quick around the court, and he looks to attack wherever the ball really sits up on the court. This famous Egyptian production line of elite squash talent, and he plays with real confidence, and he is not intimidated by experienced opponents, as we saw with his performance against Semwal from India. Well, the stage is set for the semi-final action, as both semi-finalists will go through their final paces and warm-ups. First game of semi-finals day. There will be a few nerves, a few butterflies floating around, but as the game settles down, we will see some high-quality squash, and that's what the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour is all about. Ziad Ibrahim, 2 games to beat Semwal from India. A game that a lot of agility was required, and we really did see the speed of Ziad Ibrahim on the court. Only 4 games to finish the job. 11-5, 11-13, 11-8, 11-8. Showcase that really did manage the expectations of the quarterfinals, and he's very much ready to tackle the semi-final stage. Will it be an all-Egyptian affair, or will we see India versus Malaysia, or India versus Egypt in the finals? So there are a lot of possibilities in the men's draw. If you're asked either one of these semi-finalists, you would have been happy to avoid Yasin Shodhi and Velavan Senthil Kumar, your 1 and 2 seed in the semi-finals. They still have to go through them at some point, but they'll say, yeah, thank you very much for that. They'll take it. They'll give themselves a fighting chance here. Make no mistake about it here. Mohammad Yafi Kamal and Ziad Ibrahim are very much capable of putting on an absolute show here. The players heading into the quarterfinal stage would have felt relatively fresh, but having gone through the quarters, now you feel like the body has gone through the paces, a bit more hard work, a lot more toil on those nerves, on those muscles to keep that fitness going. We expect lengthy rallies and matches possibly going the distance. This is where elite fitness will have to come into play. Quick points early on in the match will be priceless. It's the 2 unseeded semi-finalists that will kick things off at the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. Everything is set for a cracking semi-final day. There you have it. Ziad Ibrahim in black and Mohammad Siafi Kamal in orange. As the cage is closed, the gladiators arrive for battle here. It's the first semi-final, and we are so pumped to bring you live action from the Juhu Ville Parle Gymkhana in Mumbai. The HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour coming to its closure here. 4 games, 4 semi-finalists, 4 players that will be featuring tomorrow in the finals. As we would like to thank Squash Rackets Federation of India, the Sports Authority of India, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Maharashtra Squash Association, and Monkey Eyes, our sponsors, as we are off and running for the first point of the first semi-final. Control of the tee will be absolutely important in the early stages. I've seen players be extremely physical in that aspect to try and command the center of the court. That's where they can do most of their dictation of the rally. And with a good pickup there, now just looks to unleash a backhand. Amal picks that off with a ridiculous amount, but he can't lift that over. Yeah, Ibrahim just mixing his game up here in the early stages. 1-all. Some really good angles here. The Egyptian is very much on the front foot. And look at that, he just controlled the tee. Make sure that his length remains varied. Once he can control the length, I feel that he can get a lot more of that advantage going forward. Oh, it's a brilliant rip winner there. Ziad Ibrahim is playing some world-class squash here. Quality of shots, the selection of the shot really has been impressive. Rafi Kamal under early pressure. Brilliant. These are the kind of rallies we expect in the semi-finals, where semi-finalists are looking to yield an inch. Every point matters, every rally, every stroke can have massive consequences. Big forehand there to finish the point. Ibrahim is flexing his muscles out there. A lengthy rally full of quality from both players. This is just sheer control, and once he just sits up there, he's never going to let that one go. An opportunity that he pounces upon. Rafi Kamal, more experienced player, will lean into that, but he's finding it really difficult in the early stages. Up against a young, hungry lion here. And he started off in perfect fashion, really. Can he look to capitalize? The forehand was there for the lift over the tin and is delicately played. Rafi Kamal has no answers so far. Prime racing away in this first game. Kamal needs the next couple of points here to just stem the flow. Done on that occasion again. See Ibrahim, every time he plays, even if he's deep in the court, he looks to attack the tee, and that is paying huge dividends here. Rafi Kamal couldn't have gotten off to a worse start here in this first game of the first semi-final. He's finding himself under real duress now. From Ibrahim's point of view, he's got to step on that accelerator, not let off. Good rally this. Very good rally. Great get, and he just exposes himself. What a pickup there from Kamal, but he's a sitting duck there because he cannot pick that off in time. Here, Ibrahim, his shot selection has just been on another level in this first game. He's getting enough time to get back and really dictate those points. His speed is paying huge dividend, but it's the shot selection. And it's just been a touch above here. 9-1 already. This couldn't have gotten off to a worse start for Rafi Kamal. He's got enough time to try and rectify this, but he's got to do it quickly. His Game possibly out of reach, but there's still a lot of squash to go, and points like that will bring a bit of confidence here to the Malaysian. Finally stops the flow, stems the bleeding. It's another good backhand. It sets it up nicely, but the backhand is delicate. It's delicious, and Ziad Ibrahim has got 8 game points here after a clinical first game performance. It's an unforced error off the racket of Siafiq Kamal, and Ziad Ibrahim races to the first game in the quickest of fashion, 11-2, as the Malaysian could not understand what hit him in that first game, and he's got to respond very quickly. Abdullah Hafiz sitting alongside his Egyptian colleague there, and he'll be so pleased with the way the game plan has gone on here today. Just felt like not a single bad shot was played by Ziad Ibrahim in that first game. To Abdullah Hafiz, the number 4 seed, who had to endure a tough game against Relevant Senthil Kumar in the semi-finals. We'll be relaying the same thing here to Ziad Ibrahim. Keep it going, no notes. If you're Ibrahim here. Ziad Ibrahim marches into the court full of confidence after a clinical first game. Mohammad Siafi Kamal has to respond, simply must respond here. He used that first game as a identification of patterns, but he could not find the answers. All set for game number 2 here with Ibrahim to serve. Egyptian, perfect so far. So lethally, just picking his spots. With some good defense though. A lot from deep of the court. Now looking to control the point, and that's a good forehand. That'll give him a bit of confidence. Kamal having to play good defense and then unleash that forehand. Because that will start to give you a lot of confidence. There you can hang, but then pick up those big points considering we had Ibrahim's defense. Top notch so far. We started really well. The point will be replayed there because he had just stood his ground. And we serve it to 0. Finish. Good execution. It's brilliant from Kamal. How did Ibrahim keep that in play? Look at the court coverage here from Ziad. Wow. This is one of the rallies of the tournament. There's no business lasting this long. Sensational squash on display here. Ziad now just calming his breathing after putting in a ridiculous effort to keep the point alive. Now look to apply the finishing touches. He goes with the backhand. Can't find that below the tin. It's a really big point there for Siafi Kamal. Forced error of the racket of Ibrahim. Without whether or not it might have just moved the tin on that occasion. Malaysian gets the rub of the green. It's a good point that. Talking about a response in game number two. So far, the Malaysian is doing that, but what a backhand that is from Ibrahim. Wow. Some way to get your first point of game number two. Nonchalant backhand, but he takes the power off it. Uses the dip of the racket, make sure that he just takes enough pace off. Ibrahim just making sure that his cobwebs are dusted off after game number one. He'll have been very happy with what he's seen, but he's powerless to stop the forehand. Kamal controlling his length a whole lot better and court coverage. With an aggressive step to it. Oh, it's a brilliant forehand there from Shafiq Kamal. Complete control here from the experienced campaigner. And you can see that experience on show. Completely unfazed with the manner of which he dropped the first game. He has put on a real show here in game number two. Looks like a lot more control. What was said between the two games has certainly worked. And it's Ziad Ibrahim now struggling to get points. An incredible turnaround here in the semi-finals. Ibrahim took the first game 11-2. Took a turnaround. Happen in this dynamic sport, and Ibrahim misses his length here. He's in real trouble, but he recovers well. Lovely slice on that occasion. Great athleticism and agility on display here, but we expect nothing less considering the quality of players. Oh, the backhand is unenforced. Error there from Ibrahim. Again, he'll be disappointed considering he played a very good game there. Good rally, but ends up with an unforced error. Good chance here for Ibrahim now. Get a couple of points and get that rhythm going again. Almost feels like all the hard work of game number one being undone here, but what happens when you play semi-finals? You cannot take your eye off the ball. Reached here, and then the tempo quickens with a lovely backhand there deep in the court. Quick grip on it. Oh, interesting slice. Get pick up. Kamal stands his ground. Ibrahim can't believe it. He looks mystified, but I think that is the right call there from the official. Whether another point has been given or will be replayed. No, it won't. One goes to Kamal, and you can understand why Ibrahim reacted the way that he did. The way that this game is completely flipped on its head. It's all the more interesting heading into game number three now. Mohammad Shafiq Kamal dropped the first game 11-2. He decided to one-up his opponent and finish this off as quickly as possible, and he has done that in relentless fashion. 11-1. Talk about a response. We have seen two one-sided games, and it's 1-all in the first semi-finals here. Shafiq Kamal, that is a terrific response. We're back underway for game number three. Two players faced each other in each one of the games. Now it makes it almost head scratching, puzzling as to feel how the next game will go on. Almost feels like you're only as good as your last point in this dynamic sport. It'll be very interesting to see how either one of these players, these semi-finalists, navigate game number three here. This is going to be a very, very important game. I want to see if Kamal in terms of a response is put on best possible fashion. Just needs to lift that over the tin on that occasion, and the momentum continues here for the Malaysian. Good look to finish. It's a great forehand there. The change of direction completely wrong foot the Egyptian. Kamal continuing his good work in game number two, and he's carried that momentum forward. Kamal continuing to keep the pressure going. It's a good start to game number three, but look at the response from the Egyptian coming. Really the momentum in this match is shifted up to game number one. It's really puzzling, but not entirely surprising as Yafi Kamal, the forehand, he just looks to take the pace off completely to wrong foot the opponent. Good idea, just not the execution on it. Line with the floor level. That worked brilliantly. I think we separate the two semi-finalists now. In good direction, trying to retrieve that from very low down. Pick that up, good pick up. It's a game of chance. Oh, big rally this. Good pick up there from Kamal. Change of direction now, looking to lift that over. Big rally this. Massive point coming up. Good pick up. Ibrahim goes across, keeps it alive. Flick of the wrist. Oh, it's dead center there. Ibrahim has just made a slight movement towards Kamal. Which means this going to be ruled out here. Let's have a look. Has been ruled in favor of the Malaysian. Just wind that up to another big rally. Momentum has certainly changed where Kamal is winning those longer points. Flip that over. It's going to be really interesting to see how this for game number three pans out because there's been very little to separate the two in this one. Some two one-sided games, and now they're both blocked horns here. Good change of direction there from Kamal. Opens up the forehand. He knew that he was in total control of the point, and he closes that out nicely. Goes down there as Ibrahim just looks to take the pace off. It's a very crucial point here. The momentum and swing after this game. Looks like it holds the cards to the rest of the match. Well, wins this one. It feels that they have the impetus and the momentum to go on and win it all in four rather than to drag this to five. Ibrahim had no move to surrender this game, drags it back to 6 all. And look to add the finishing touches, he does. Backhand winner, well executed. Asians again wins a clutch point there, gets him closer and closer to game three. Still a long way to go. It just feels like this game is going to go beyond the distance. Momentum keeps on swinging in game number three. Possible to call. Time goes around Kamal and still managed to get there with time to spare. Terrific rally this. Great pickup. Ibrahim gets there again. Great anticipation here, trying to control the tee. Again at full point every time. Ibrahim with incredible reflexes and agility. One continues to dictate the point, and the forehand is beautifully executed. Look at this. Keeps it alive, and then the forehand just looking to lift that over. Catches it against the board, and it's a big point for Ibrahim. Level again at 7 all. Well played. What a point. Another mammoth rally this, keeping us on the edge of our seat. Great change of direction there. The bluff works. And even Kamal had to applaud that one. Huge point there for the Egyptian. There's a mistake there with the racket. There was not a time to make the unforced error there for Yafi Kamal. Really isn't the time here because every point has been so critical in game three. Great slice there from Siafi Kamal deep in the court. He executes that to perfection. Under tremendous pressure, he pulls out an outrageous shot. Now within one. Both players identifying that this is the game. This is the game that swings the momentum and puts you that much closer to the finals tomorrow. in both the finals. The other semi-finals is an absolute heavyweight clash between number one and number two seed. Second Kumar from India taking on Yasin Shodhi as the forehand is unenforced error. And now Ziad Ibrahim has got two critical game points to take a 2-1 lead. Pick up there from Safi Kamal. Tries to get there in time, he doesn't. That's a massive point, and Ziad Ibrahim's reaction tells you the entire story. He takes game number 3 in a tight and tense manner and takes it 11-8 under real pressure. And now he's a game away from a spot in the finals. Pressure right back onto Siafi Kamal from Malaysia. With Abdullah Hafiz and Ziad Ibrahim plotting how game number 4 will have to go forward here. But all the clutch points into Ziad Ibrahim. And he turns things around again. The momentum, the way that it shifted throughout this match is wonderful to see. Ibrahim dominated the first. Siafi Kamal responded in terrific fashion, taking the second game 11-1. Third game kept us on the edge of our seats, and Ziad Ibrahim taking it 11-8. Must-win territory here for the Malaysian Mohammad Shafiq Kamal to win next two to progress into the final. And Ziad Ibrahim is 11 points away from the spot in the finals tomorrow. Down to serve. Shafiq Kamal just play that kind of brand of squash play with no fear and just try and take the game to Ibrahim. Shots like that will go a long, long way. Lovely drop shot there with the forehand. Good pick up there from Ibrahim, but I think it might have just bounced. Yes, it did. Start here from Kamal. He takes good starts to games. He looks to capitalize on them. And will be feeling to the nerves, but once the rallies are in full flight, let the flow still take over as nice backhand pick up there from the good kick. Kamal with a big, big shot. There's some response here, and we're seeing it again. Oh, completely wrong footed. Still manages to keep it in play. Look at the wrist there. See how the Ibrahim just uses the wrist. Real effect there. If he looks to pick this one up, Kamal falters. Back-to-back points to wipe out that early advantage. Watching the half an hour mark 10 minutes ago as some competition. Watching this keep on speeding up here in Mumbai. Midori taking on Tanvi Khanna in the next semi-final. Japan versus India. We've got two representations left for India. Tanvi Khanna, the number 3 seed, facing Midori and of course the number 1 seed of the tour in the men's category. Relevant Center Kumar taking on Yasin Shodhi in the second men's semi-final. It's a backhand play with real nonchalance there from Yafi Kamal, in under the extraordinary pressure to play a shot of that quality. Nicely done. He left his nose in front, but there's a long way to go. That's a good serve that just catches Ibrahim by surprise. I want to put it there. Something in mind, but he's doing something completely opposite. Whips that backhand, and it's powerless to stop it. Kamal now with back-to-back points, seizing the initiative. Should be a comfortable finish, and Ziad Ibrahim just lost his way here in the closeout. He's been hit back and now looking for answers himself. Mentally preparing to take this to game 5. I'm not sure, but he's loving to finish it right here, right now, but it's not gone according to the game plan. Kamal, under pressure, is just playing some brilliant squash. Nothing going Ziad Ibrahim's way, but slight collision on Kamal. It will go to the Malaysian as the momentum continues here. Oh, what a slice that is from Ibrahim. Flies down on Shafiq Kamal on that occasion. This is beautiful. Look at that for precision. This is the side wall. The post approach works perfectly. Great recovery. What a winner that is. Shafiq Kamal. Outrageous squash there. The quickness at which he gets there, and then a flourishing forehand. And every bit of that playing under pressure. There's that laid back backhand which is working in his favor on that occasion. It's the tin. We feel that was a much needed point. One forced error of the forehand there from Kamal. Back-to-back points for Ziad Ibrahim. But good work from Shafiq Kamal just being undone here in real quick time. Margin of error with every Ibrahim point needed for Shafiq Kamal. Oh, he uses his athleticism to try and get there, but ultimately powerless. And a good movement of the court, he tries to go around. Really, very nearly. Back in outrageous fashion. outstanding rally. Every shot has been perfectly selected by these players. Under real pressure, it's impressive. Kamal picks it back up brilliantly with the backhand. Terrific. Great defensive shot there from Ibrahim. The elevation is getting there because he tries to get that whip backhand. Unforced error again, having done so well throughout the point. And just lacked a bit of that discipline at that moment. Maybe take that extra shot with more care. There's an unforced error again, and it's a compounding effect. All on the feet of Siafi Kamal. It's 2 points away from taking this to the fifth and decider. What a way it has been to start off the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. Kamal has just made that movement into Ibrahim.
Room to play, Mr. Ibrahim.
Rambo feels slightly hard done by there. I understand his frustration because
9-5.
this game, it should have been a closeout game for him, might end up ending in a decider in the fifth. One will be replayed though. Nice is outrageous. Wow, what a shot that is from Ziad Ibrahim. Almost in frustration, he pulls out one of these slices of the tournament. So good that even Siafi Kamal had to applaud. Look at this for precision. Change of direction, and having got there, he can't lift it over. Siafi Kamal dominating the back end of this game. Must win scenario for him, and he's pulled out a game of real quality here. 4 game points. We will go to the decider.
2 games off.
11-6 on game 4. And Siafi Kamal, on both occasions he's dropped the game, has come back in phenomenal fashion. Once again outdoes Ziad Ibrahim, and we will go to the fifth and deciding game. The first men's semi-final of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. And the first semi-final has totally delivered as a spectacle. The first semi-final of the day, going the distance. This is exactly what we like to see as squash fans. Ultra-competitive semi-finals as both players pretty much mirroring each other's performances, as we're often running for the fifth and deciding game. Which one of these two brilliant athletes will reach the finals tomorrow? Where either the second seed or the number one seed, relevant Senthil Kumar, await these two. Talk about the way the momentum has completely switched game after game. Ibrahim took the first game 11-2, and it felt like the Egyptian was completely ready to dominate the semi-finals. He was in for a shock in game number two as Shafiq Ahmed came roaring back with 11-1 victory himself. The correction there. Then both players trading, finding enough victories, which led to this fifth game as Shafiq Ahmed's forehand has closed it right in time. Just bounce. Shafiq Ahmed put his hands up.
Let's play like on that. I'm not sure. Let's play like one love.
The ref very honest there. She said she wasn't sure. The point needs to be replayed there because if you're not sure, you don't want to make a ruling that could affect the game, especially at this critical stage. That moves to replay the point as on the early stages. Ooh, unforced error. He was in control of that rally, just looking to open up the forehand. My mistake, it was a the executed forehand really from Dr. Kamal. That was there as well. Both players giving support. And feed off the energy. Forehand is delicately done, beautifully played. Jihad Ibrahim under pressure. Got a big shot. A delicate drop shot, but it's the timing and it's the execution that makes it a shot under the circumstances. It's the backhand, and I'm looking to get that quickly as possible with the response. So much power used on this whip backhand. I'm having very little time to respond. Only gets his racket to it dangerously close to the tin. Level at 2 all now. Beautifully done again. Here from the background, some of the spectators just in awe with some of the shot selection. Rafi Kamal again. Experience on display is very much on show, but quality, the shots, beautifully done. He closes the forehand. Aggressive approach as Ziad Ibrahim was caught deep in the court, and from there, taking a lot of time to get there first. They will take a lot of positives from the semi-finals, but they will trade those positives. Just find a way into the finals tomorrow. Up against it now. 3 points, absolutely massive from here on forward. Beautiful. Oh, what a shot. Ibrahim at full stretch. Throws out a collective groan there from the audience. As to get there, and thankfully no damage on the Egyptian, but damage on the scoreboard. 5-2 for the Malaysian, working his way towards another final. PSA Challenger Tours is where Yafiq Kamal has thrived in the past. See why he's one of Malaysia's top guns, and over the years, mixture of the way that he attacks and defensive ability, never give up spirit, totally on display in game number two. We're dropping a first semi-final in a crucial match here. The way he just responded like nothing even happened. Move on, next point, next game, and he was continuously showcasing that mentality. Puts him in such strong position now to close it out in five. Have to do it the hard way as the Ziad Ibrahim backhand crashes into the board. That could just be the point that breaks the spirit of the Egyptian. He needs to pull out something massive from here. Had the match under control when he was 2-1 up. But since then, he's seen it slip. He has something in him. Can he dig? As deep as he possibly can into that well. Great pickup there from Kamal. Defense that has just impressed me the most. So to not only get with that experience, but through the court coverage, the exuberance as he looks to finish this off, and the backhand is a ripped one. He is doing this in style. Mohammad Siafi Kamal is keeping Ibrahim guessing till the very last second. He knows he's a sitting duck in that point. We just don't know where the finish is going to happen, and he just punishes him. Now within three.
Stroke 2, Kamal. 9-2.
Well, it's just going one way here. We expected this one to be a monumental finish, but it's Mohammad Siafi Kamal who has just flexed his muscles, his experience on display, proving far too much for Ziad Ibrahim. Ibrahim still trying to hold on to dear life, try and take this as deep as possible because he's in a world of trouble now. Siafi Kamal looking so relaxed on the court. He looks to apply the finishing touches. A masterpiece semi-final of real mental character. Brilliant point again. Ziad Ibrahim forcing the error, needed that to go his way. Within one. Good change of direction. Oh, he responds well. I think Safi Kamal just pulls out of the shot there because he saw Ziad Ibrahim on the ground there. And he does finish it off, and he's 6 points away. Make that five now with a swift point. Still 5 match points for Ziad Ibrahim, trying to delay what feels inevitable at this moment. Great performance this from Siafi Kamal, giving us a lesson in mental fortitude and how to battle under adversity and come out looking sweet at the end. And he finishes it off in style. The forehand should be good. It's called in favor of Ibrahim. Siafi Kamal wanted to celebrate, but I think even he realized that maybe, just maybe, was the offender there. Still in a comfortable position to disobey. Forehand there. These players, you just know that points can end at any time and could easily go the distance. Very patient stuff this from Tafiq Kamal. Want to take a bit aggressive, not just be too lackadaisical. First thing you want to do is just keep the door slightly ajar for man who has absolutely nothing to lose at this moment in time. Epic rally. Oh, he can't get it done, and it's hits the board, and it's Mohammad Siafi Kamal who gets it done in five. An incredible performance from the experienced Malaysian. Dropped the first game, but had no panic in his game or his mentality. He came back on two occasions, and then a dominant performance in game number five means that it's Mohammad Siafiq Kamal from Malaysia who will advance to the men's final of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. Ziad Ibrahim can be so proud of the tournament he's had, entering it unseeded, exiting it as a semi finalist. He showcased his quality, but just falling short in game number five, right towards the end. Commiserations to Ziad Ibrahim. Congratulations to Mohammad Shafi Kamal. He is your finalist as he takes it 2-11, 11-1, 8-11, 11-6, 11-6. Well, stay tuned for more live action as we'll switch our attention to the first women's semi-finals coming up. Enjoy the highlights, and on the other side, we've got Tanvi Khanna taking on Akari Midorikawa. Stay tuned for more live action. And we're back underway for the second semi-final of the day. The men put on an absolute show in a five-game thriller where Mohammad Shafi Kamal from Malaysia booked his spot in the finals as it's Kari Midorikawa taking on Tanvi Khanna in the first women's semi-finals. First point. Kari Midorikawa, one of the top prospects from Japan, taking on the experienced Indian in Tanvi Khanna, the number 3 seed here in this tournament. Kari took care of business against the Indian Shamina Riaz. Riaz, who provided one of the upsets of the tournament, defeating Haley Ward. Kari Midorikawa having no issues in dispatching Riaz in 3. Khanna, her challenge was up against the Malaysian Zoe Fu. Now getting it done in 4 games as hopes of India in this tournament rests on Khanna's shoulders. The second women's semi-final is going to be the all-Egyptian affair. The number 4 seed Noor Kafadi, and the number 2 seed Farida Walid. Kari or Tanvi Khanna roast their way in black and Kari in red and white. Kari has got the most incredible elasticity and agility on tour. Forgets considering the difficulty of those shots. Really leave your jaw wide open. Nice from Tanvi Khanna is perfectly executed. Big points for Khanna. Something that you absolutely love. Wrestling for control of the key here. So that controls her length. She talked about length game being very impressive for most parts against Zoe Fur. In number 3, where she wanted to just accelerate, she thought that her length was missing on that occasion, just short or just too long. It's something that she felt needed correction here. And so far, asking a lot of questions of the Japanese, and Khanna's coming out on top so far. Great forehand there from Khanna, using her reach to her advantage, and then the deftest of forehands. Midorikawa under real pressure in this opening game. And he whips that backhand beautifully. He's taken complete control of game number 1 here. Selection has just been perfect on those occasions. Midorikawa with hesitation. Take the rest of the point. To end it here, but Midorikawa has just made that advance forward. Pushing forward, but not getting the backhand over the 10. Post there is now creeping in as Khanna just raced into a lead here. Kari Midorikawa, HCL Scotch PSA Challenger Tours, at such a high level. That's a brilliant forehand again. Khanna just drops it down perfectly. She's just timing this to perfection. It's almost like she's picking the ball up and placing it exactly where she wants it. Great nick here, and she can look to just steamroll her opponent in this first game. Big backhand there. What a shot, Tanvi Khanna. That was incredible. Midorikawa feels I was 10. From first look, it looked like it just evaded the 10 and the backhand. Perfectly executed. Khanna now within 2. Very dominant first game. Only be patient, but that backhand is perfectly placed. whole lot better here, Kari. The first game has just gotten away from her. Enough time to just build that bit of rhythm, show that her nerves are dusted off, ready for game two, as this first game is just slipping away as Tanvi Khanna has got 6 game points. Dominant display by the third seed. On these challenger tours, always going deep in tournaments, and be hoping that she can get her name on the trophy. Task at hand, never easy, considering the opponent. Kava. Backhand is perfectly executed by Khanna again, and she completes a dominant first game. 11-4 for the third seed. Yorikawa has to go straight back to the drawing board here and try and find a response. It's been all the number third seed from India. Tanvi Khanna, dominant stuff. Yorikawa, good enough quarterfinals, now finding herself on the wrong end of the semis after Tanvi Khanna's dominant first game performance. Started the second as Yorikawa try and find a response. Shot selection and just the controlling of her length has just been first class here. She continues good work that she left off her game number one. Nice backhand from Tanvi Khanna is outrageous. Some of the touches, some of the shots, she's been first class. You can almost feel for Kari Midorikawa. She's playing some very good squash herself, but Tanvi has just elevated her game. One post error from Khanna's forehand. Midorikawa back level. And she'll have to put every shot, every encouragement in her stride and try and unsettle the number three seed here. With good agility, but will have to work really hard to try and get this, and she simply can't. Good pressure applied by Midorikawa, and now is the Japanese response that we expected. He is not going to go away without a fight. No mistake about it. Midorikawa is looking for a bit of encouragement, a bit of a gap. in the backhand here to rip that forehand. With the lead defense, like that aggressive position which works in our favor. Kari Midorikawa now controlling the length a whole lot better, getting a big point. Semi-finals day, I'm expecting each semi-final to deliver in terms of a spectacle. I didn't expect all four games rather to go the 5 games. The distance, so it's just evenly matched. Neither semi-finalist wanting to yield an inch. Khanna will want to shut this door here, not allow Midorikawa back in with this game. Midorikawa, everything in our power, make sure momentum comes back. Backhand's being targeted on numerous occasions. Now, so the point will open up here. A bit more expansive. It gets aggressive. And we with the backhand, good defensive shot. So well intentioned. Gets there with time to spare. That is Midorikawa's agility. A big point. This going the distance and then some. Now creams the forehand and she cuts the angle out perfectly on it. Look at this. She just waits on it, and then just whips it. It's all in the wrist there. The direction on it, perfect. Uses the boost just over the 10, level at 5 all. Slides from the backhand there from Anna. Now getting Akari to chase, and she's not able to recover on that occasion. Anna now taking the advantage in game number 2. This is a big game here for Akari Midorikawa. Started off well, but now seeing the number 3 seed wrestle the momentum away from her. There are a couple of massive points coming up here because Dorikawa will feel that confidence might just be shattered if Khanna takes a 2-0 lead. Oh, brilliant backhand. The Tanvi's ended these points with just some sensational shot selection, and the execution followed by it has just been top notch. Dorikawa expecting it to just be a little long on that occasion, but brilliant from Khanna. Within the zone, we will absolutely put 2 points in her favor. With another back-to-back unforced errors there for racket of Tanvi Khanna. Dorikawa comes roaring back at 8 all. 2 points coming here. He wins this and see the confidence and the momentum turn. really fantastic movement on the court. Here's Khanna. Looks like ability. Selection remains at a very high level. Top notch game, really. Gets there first over the forehand. She makes an unforced error at a critical moment. That was a huge, huge chance here. As Tanvi Khanna gets the all important point. Wow. After that epic rally, the unforced error. Absolutely incredible scenes. This has been an absolutely epic game here. Edge of the seat stuff. Not looking to close this one out. Torikawa holding on. Real fight in her eyes. Oh, that was hurried on. Akana making the movement just as Midorikawa was about to play the forehand. That will go in favor of the Japanese international. 9-all. This one. Just feel the importance of the next couple of points. Oh, Kana has made the double movement there. And just like that, Midorikawa has turned it around. She's got game point. Couple of mistakes there in terms of movement there from Tanvi Khanna. Now finding ourselves in a tricky position as Midorikawa looks to close it out, and she does. Brilliant stuff this from the Japanese. She takes the second game 11-9 under real pressure, and we're all level in the first women's semi-finals. Akari Midorikawa takes it 11-9. We'll do enjoy the highlights, but on the sidelines we do have Muhammad Siafiq Kamal from Malaysia, our finalist of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai, waiting on the sidelines alongside my colleague Vansh Chavla. We'll get the thoughts of the finalists who will be still pretty tired after that 5-game mammoth semi-final against Ziad Ibrahim. Also will be delighted to share his thoughts. Ari Midorikawa, on the other hand, putting off a big performance to level it up. Akari Midorikawa doing a whole lot better. He's also in a tricky position. He was 9-7 in game number 2. He's kind of just losing away. There were big moments where movement went against her. But we're level at 1-all. Wait and see how these athletes respond to adversity. Vikana took the first game in commanding fashion, and now he knows that she's in a real fight now. Game number 3 as the Japanese international will serve. What a rally this has been. This any indication of this semi-finals, every making of going the distance. This might be it. That is an outrageous shot. Makari Midori cover. Look at this backhand. Just looking to place that over. This is to perfection. Khanna to respond with shots of her own. So that will go a long way. It's all about the movement on the court that's been quite on that occasion. Tanvi Khanna's backhand very well placed. Morikawa having to cover a lot of court on that occasion. What a shot that is. Completely steals the momentum that you're trying to build. Exchange of points, and Morikawa now playing a very aggressive brand of squash. He's closing out these points in real quick time. And just the backhands, beautiful situation. Number 3 seed here. Oh, what a pickup that is for Midori Kawa. I think that was fine. It looked okay. Then Nikanna could spot the ball bouncing. The official concurs. 3-4 to number 3 seed. There's a big backhand there from Khanna. Saw this in game number 1. She unleashed some heavy backhands. And this one uses it to bring her level. We've got one Sharla on the sidelines. Trying to take it away as he has finalist Mohammad Shafiq Kamal from Malaysia.
Well, I've got Mohammad Kamal from Malaysia here with me. He's now into the finals of this HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour. That must be a very happy victory for you in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I'll be happy. I never thought that I would make it into the final because I was not a seeded player, but I take one match at a time, and I'm happy to be in the final at last.
How big is it to defeat giants like you faced in the quarterfinals as well? You had a very good match against Om Semwal and now against Ziad as well. So it has been a really good 4 days for you.
Yeah, it's really good from the outside, but in the preparation it's very tough, especially after the match. Every match is tough, so I have to come back and regroup myself, recover, because everyone is very tough. So I have to back myself up every day to sustain the level that I play.
When you talk about preparations, what are some of the preparations or daily routines that you follow when you're in a tournament like this one?
I think I'm not the youngest competitor here, so I need a lot of stretch after my match. Not after my match. Before I'm going to sleep as well. So every day I have to do this kind of boring routine, but it helped me at last.
I guess that's the reason for your success as well. But talking about the game as well now, Ziad performed well in the first game and then he came back stronger afterwards as well. What was the thought going on in your mind after you went first game down?
I thought he came in the first very strong. I know he's very good with his hand. He plays some good shot to the front. I can't even see the ball, but my game plan was if I can make the rally longer and then force him to make error, then I will be better. So that's what I did in the beginning to the end, and it reward.
Talk us through your physical fitness as well. 5 games playing here is not at all easy. How much of a toll that you've got on your legs today?
I think if I have to play one more game, then I need to have someone to replace me. I gave everything just now. We both gave everything. It was a good match. All credit to Ziad as well. He's struggling yesterday and then he came stronger today. And I thought we both deserved to win. But anyhow, there's only one winner. It's a shame.
Finals tomorrow, you will be either facing the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed. Anything are you thinking right now, or is it just going to be the same routine tomorrow?
I'm gonna be the same routine tomorrow. I will not thinking about squash today. It's finished for me. I will try to think about it after my breakfast tomorrow. Just focus on my recovery tonight, eat well and sleep well again.
Hope you have a good recovery. It's always good to watch you on court as well, Mohammed. All the best for tomorrow.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, that was Mohammed Kamal here with me. Over to court for live action.
Very humble and insightful there from men's finalist Mohammad Shafiq Kamal from Malaysia. Talked about how he wants to put squash on the back burner for the next 24 hours at least. To think about squash, his finalist, his potential opponent, only after breakfast tomorrow. Kari Midorikawa having rode back in game number 2, finding herself back against the wall. Tanvi Khanna saw the opportunity with the forehand. A couple of unforced errors from the number 3 seed. Looks like deja vu in game number 2. Found herself in this position. This time she doesn't allow it to go any further. Precise shot selection once again. Very good forehand. Right over the 10. Close to the side wall, which means it's 3 game points for the 3 seed. Take a 2-1 lead. Oh, it's very well placed as Tanvi Khanna races into 2-1 lead. This is very well placed. Have a look at this. Oh, it's a perfect backhand. Midorikawa can't get there as Tanvi Khanna has a 2-1 lead. Is now 11 points away from a spot in the finals. Midorikawa has certainly improved after the first game, taking games a lot more deeper, but now she will know she has to win the next 2 games to register a spot in the final. Else, it will be an Indian representation in the women's final tomorrow as the number 3 seed Tanvi Khanna is a game away from a spot in the finals. Will Tanvi Khanna with the 2-1 lead, serving and close it out in 4. A spot in the finals tomorrow where either Noor Kapagi or Farida will lead the weight. Midorikawa in a few difficult situations towards her. What she has incredible belief, the ability to not be faced by challenges. To keep playing a natural game, you expect her to pull out some big shots and that huge effort. But she does have her backs to the wall. Full stretch, puts a nice backhand in, and Morikawa stands her ground. levels it at 1-all. Just be there from Midori cover. That shot just lacked a little bit of conviction. To just take the pace off. Take that as an advantage for Midori cover. Totally critical that she tries and build a sizable lead here. Oh, the forehand was there for the taking. This is a very good start. Reaction from Tanvi Khanna. This is the story. A bit of frustration here. HCL looking that the closeout game. Try and finish it off. Pick up there from Khanna, but she's in trouble here. Good recovery, and Midori Kawa just picks her spot and executes expertly. Has a look, she knows where Tanvi is, and then unleashes the backhand with a quick look, clever finish. Frustration after losing every point, getting louder and clearer. She might want to be a bit more reserved in terms of that reaction. Yes, it's instinctive. You know that when you're in that cauldron, you can keep your emotions in check. That's where the top athletes just rise above. You never see it from their face. You can never tell from their expressions. Laser like focused, even in the toughest of situations. No emotions, no reaction. Kyle makes the double movement there. Khanna guilty of doing the same in game number two on a couple of occasions. On that occasion, trying the best to get away from it. Only one for Farah with the backhand. Each point there, comfortable for Midori Kawa. She'll absolutely take these ones. Take on four stars as well. Look at extra bit of separation. This is a 5 game thriller in the first semi-finals. It will be a repeated this time between the Indian and the Japanese international. Oops, that backhand attempt there. Ooh, there was a chance for Midori Kawa to pretty much put it anywhere she wanted. And once that returns there, was knew that there's nothing really to stop it, and it's a throw that she cannot stop. Midori Kawa comes roaring back. Hina now under immense pressure. Cannot cope at this moment, but that shot will take some of the pressure off. Trying to make sure that she claws her way back before Midori Kawa reaches the 10 point mark. Get through the match. Midori Kawa drops it to the fifth. It just feels that Japanese international with the momentum on her side and look to put the number 3 seed away. Big moment, big points coming up here. Morikawa has just been a different level here. Just playing at a spoke about this before game 4 even started. Akari Morikawa doesn't show the expression. She is laser-like focused even in the toughest moments. She shows incredible resolve, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. 2 occasions where she could have crumbled. Game number 2 where she was 7-9 down, could have very easily been 2-0, and now she has dragged it to 2-all, and we will go to the fifth to decide which one of these two tremendous athletes will reach the finals. What a performance this was from Akari Midorikawa in game number 4. And now the pressure right back on the 3 seed.
Well, the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai semi-final day has delivered as a spectacle. Second semi-final of the day, the first women's semi-final. Also heading into Game 5, we saw Mohammad Shafi Kamal against Ziad Ibrahim prevail in 5. Shafi Kamal, two occasions, was trailing and found his way back. Midori Kawa now finding a similar vein. Is it going to be deja vu in terms of how the results will pan out, or will the number 3 seed close it out in 5? Kawa, undefeated for this HCL Squash PSA Challenge Tour Mumbai, but he plays as well as any seeded player you will get here. Wonderful die attitude on full display. Ability. It's all about that mentality, isn't it? These moments, you have that extra mental strength and the backhand. Then look at that get from Midori Kawa, but she can't get that over the tin. Look at this stretch here from Midori Kawa. How she managed to get even that kind of power is so surprising, but fortunately, the post attempt not over the tin. Come on, it's a 2-point advantage. Beautiful backhand there from Tanvi Khanna. That is experience. Nice running through her veins. A magnificent backhand to close out a quick point. These two athletes are putting so much effort. Quick points at this stage is just like gold. Brilliant backhand there. Tanvi Khanna continues to be on a roll here. She's motoring along. Midori Kawa not able to tap into what worked in game number 4. He was just on up a gear here. Absolutely incredible match coming up after this one, where Yasin Shodhi will take on relevant Senthil Kumar, number 2 seed versus number 1 seed in the men's semi-finals. The winner will take on Mohammad Shafiq Kamal from Malaysia. This one looks like it's just tilted in favor of Tanvi Khanna, but Midori Kawa will not give up. She will fight till the bitter end. That's something we absolutely love watching. Squash enjoyers. Forehand there from Khanna. Oh, so precise. Then she looked to finish. She does. She rips that backhand just for insurance. Look at this for a drop shot. Perfectly executed. Might have just bounced. Wasn't to know. I think Midori Kawa did acknowledge. She's got a 5-point lead and she's 4 points away from getting her spot in the final. A few unforced errors along the way. You can totally understand that, considering you are so close to achieving your objective. Ask the seeded players, the top seeded players, what is the objective heading into these HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tours? The semi-finals minimum. Let's try and get to the finals at least. Might have someone confidently say, go out there and win the trophy itself. Back-to-back unforced errors here, and Kawa keep sensing a bit of anxiety here from Tanvi Khanna. Great forehand. Better pick up. Ooh. Yorikawa has stood her ground here. Look, she was not moved. She stands, gathers herself. It's Khanna who collides into Midorikawa. It's Khanna who gets the point. That was a bit of a let off there, if you ask me. one coming up here. The backhand is well placed. Recover with some good defense. Repeats that. You never know where this is going. Has caught in a tight angle here. Good stretch to get it back. Good shot selection there. Glass to her as he continues with those backhands. Powerful manner. Over the tin. Oh, unforced error there from Akari Midorikawa. And she'll feel that all that hard work at the point undone with that mistake. Yet time as well. You can see from her reaction, she knows that's a critical point sway. And now Khanna 2 points away from the final. When you have time to think and pick your spot when you make those errors. You've made far too many of them. You want the spot in the finals. Morikawa has to push, but she's powerless to stop the Tanvi Khanna forehand. And the Indian, the third seed, has got 6 match points. And she's that much closer to reaching the finals at the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. She squash and she looks to finish it off with the backhand, and she does. The number 3 seed from India, taking 5 games to dispatch Akari Midorikawa, and she gets it done in stunning fashion right towards the end. 11-4, 9-11, 11-7, 3-11, and 11-4 to respond. Akari Midorikawa can be so proud of the tournament that she's had, but she ultimately falls short in the semi-final hurdle, and it is Tanvi Khanna who will represent the Indian flag in the finals tomorrow. Congratulations to the number 3 seed. She can be really, really happy with that performance. We'll enjoy the highlights as Akari Midorikawa's exit. In 5 games, Tanvi Khanna will face an Egyptian in the finals tomorrow in the women's category. Next up, we've got Yasin Shah, the number 2 seed from Egypt, taking on Belavan Senthil Kumar, the number 1 seed from India. Hold on to your hats, folks. This has got blockbuster written all over it. We'll be live for the action very soon.
Well, it's time for the co-main event of the evening. It's the second men's semi-finals, and after Mohammad Siafi Kamal from Malaysia booked his spot in the finals tomorrow, it's the second semi-final of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. The Association Squash Trackers Federation of India, Sports Authority of India, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Maharashtra Squash Association, and Monkey Eyes. We thank every sponsor. It's number one versus number two for a spot in the finals as Senthil Kumar serves at the top seed. First, the makings of the blockbuster clash. We are in the land of Bollywood. Now we're going to see script fit the big industry here. Senthil Kumar and Yasin Shodhi, both lefties. Senthil Kumar in blue and Shodhi white here as he puts in a lovely drop shot there and he picks up the first point. Expect lengthy rallies. Expect this one with the distance. We've been two semi-finals so far. Both have gone to game 5. Expecting this one to absolutely deliver in terms of a spectacle. players with elite defense. That's why we're expecting rallies and the points to be very long, and the fitness and the battle scars will definitely be not just tested but will be shown through repeating exercise as Sanjay Kumar's backhand inside out on that occasion is covering one side of the court. Now looking to increase the tempo. Good pick up there from Sanjay Kumar, and the backhand crashes into the board, one each. But one representation from Malaysia, one from India. This is where the Egyptians will look to stand up and be counted. Guaranteed to see one Egyptian in the women's final tomorrow. Kapaji takes on Farida Walid, number 4 seed versus number 2 coming up in the main event today after the men's semi-final. So fun. These two players hardly yielding an inch on the court here. Jody. The forehand from Senthil Kumar is an unforced error. A couple of unforced errors after exercising a lot of patience in these points. What you'll want is just to hand over that initiative early on. Increases the tempo there. It's beautifully touched on there. Seen Shodi coming up trumps in the big points and have a massive psychological advantage as the game goes on. We do have Tanvi Khanna waiting on the sidelines. My colleague Vansh Chawla will interview her as Tanvi Khanna, finalist of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai, awaits on the sidelines.
Well, I've got Tanvi Khanna here with me. She's now into the finals of this HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. Tanvi, that was a very tough match out there.
It was really tough actually. I won the first game quite fast, and then after that she picked up her level and she was just picking up everything, and honestly I was really surprised with her level, and I'm just very happy that I was able to win.
In the fourth game, she won convincingly 11-3, and that was 2-all at that time. So what were your thoughts and what did your coach instruct you at that time?
In the sense, he was just like, now there's no pressure, so just play your full squash and don't overthink it, and I just went in and did that.
You've been playing across this Indian circuit and Indian tours since quite a long now. Can you tell us about your daily routine when you come into such tournaments, because this one is a high pressure one as well?
I try to make sure I get like at least 10 hours of sleep and get a good breakfast. I love coffee, so I always make sure I get a nice iced latte. Then I like to read a little bit, come in the morning for a hit, then come back, have lunch, rest for an hour, and then listen to some music on the way here, warm up, and yeah, that's the routine.
Talk us about how important rhythm and momentum is in squash, because we did see a good example of that, because Akari in the second and in the fourth game, both she had some good momentum, so it can really take your game away, isn't it?
Definitely, I feel like the more attacking player usually does better, and she was finding her range, she was being more positive, and it rewarded her. The court is pretty dead, so the person who's generally finding their targets, finding their drops is the one who's winning, and luckily for me that worked out for me in the fifth.
The second semi-final will be out in some time as well, so are you having your eyes out there on the court?
Yeah, definitely, I've played both of them before, and I think it's going to be a close match. I'm definitely going to sit and watch, yeah.
Well, all the best for the finals tomorrow. We are really happy to see you perform so well on court.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, that was Tanvi Khanna. Back to live action on court 1.
Vansh Chawla with Tanvi Khanna, the finalist of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai, talking about her routine and how she values her preparation, rest, and how diet and nutrition plays such a huge part. Also the other part where you have to remain relaxed, composed, and almost switch off from the game for your big clashes. As Mikana spoke about how she has faced the Egyptians before, so she will be keeping a close eye on how the semi-final does proceed. Like the men's semi-final so far, very little to separate the two here. He's playing a very aggressive brand of squash, but the defense remains such a high level. You see these points he needs to complete here, and that just shows you how well matched the semi-finalists are here today. Anshul Kumar took the gold in the World Cup in the mixed team event. No stranger to the big moments. Level at 4 all. He just waits on it before he looks to unleash the backhand. It just feels like the first game just carries so much weight in semi-finals such as this one, especially when you know that you're so evenly matched against your opponent. Any sort of advantage to try and capitalize on it, and Shodi with a beautifully delicate backhand drop shot. Just gets his nose in front. Scoop there from Shodi. He has seen the backhand of both players being almost working overtime in the early stages. But it's Yasin Shodi who's just picking up these quick points, making sure that Senthil Kumar never really settles into his range. Talked about elite defense being part of both these athletes' game. Shodi drops the backhand, then whips it with a bit of power. Terrific point again being played here as each and every point in the semi-final feels like a battle. Shodi keeps relying on the backhand drop shot. Senthil Kumar gives him a taste of his own medicine. The well executed drop shot there. This is very delicately done. Great touch and the big exhale there because Senthil Kumar looked like it just cleared the tin. It didn't. It's a big point for Yasin Shodi. And it turns into back to back swift points. And now you can understand why the exhale was made there by Senthil Kumar, because he knows that that was a crucial moment. This is where Yasin Shodi can be so dangerous. Even though he's up against the first seed, he'll back himself against any opponent. Saw him in the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour, Jaipur, where he came out on top. A magnificent performance from him, and he's just one to look out for every time he steps on the court. Just feels whoever beats Yasin Shodi might just end up getting their hands on the trophy. Terrific rip shot there. The attempt with the athleticism was good there from Senthil Kumar, but fortunately, unable to lift that over the 10 in time, as Shodi has just opened up a massive advantage at this point. Being carefully traded deep in the court. Shodi looking to dominate that tee. Go around Senthil Kumar, does manage to get there. Rally again. Single rally. This been such a high level. Shodi picks it up somehow. Oh, what a forehand that is from Shodi. Oh, magnificent stuff. You can see from the fist pump, because that is a huge point. Played in a terrific manner. Look at this for a forehand. Faces one way, he turns his body in one direction and he plays it in the other, and he's got 16 points now. He looks to apply the finishing touches to a commanding performance. Absolutely sensational from the number 2 seed, and he's put the number 1 seed under real pressure as Yasin Shodi takes it 11-4. Wow, what a dominant performance that was from Yasin Shodi. We talked about his shot selection and his elite defense, and both attributes on full display. Relevant Senthil Kumar got his backs to the wall now. We expected a really tough game, and that's exactly how it has materialized here, because Yasin Shodi, the scoreline, if I'm not mistaken, was 4-4 at one point. And Yasin Shodi just went on this tear. Since then, it's just been fantastic as number 2 seed. There to further extend his advantage. Good shot there from Shodi. How quickly Senthil Kumar has to adjust here. Right at his boot. Dig down and get there first. Sort of advantage that Yasin Shodi finds himself with. Absolutely pounce and capitalize. Ooh, the backhand is not there. Kumar with an unforced error. How precise that is from Yasin Shodi, though. Delicate touch with the backhand. All over the number 1 seed here in the semi-final. Looks like a long time ago since Kumar had some sort of control in this match. It will be a tedious affair for him, and he must find a way out of this tricky situation. Up there with the backhand, and it's a good slice there from Senthil Kumar. He finally breaks the 3-point spell that Yasin Shodi had. So we can just pick his spot. That's dangerous territory here. Senthil Kumar cannot respond. Any sort of hesitation, and Yasin Shodi will punish you. Delicate. Kumar, can he apply the finishing touches? Instead, he gets counter-attacked in devastating fashion. unleashes a big shot, but then it goes straight into the arc. He has enough time to adjust, and he hammers the winner. Look at these gets from Yasin Shodi. That's the one that sets it up. Crushing blow. Yasin Shodi is just picking his spots here. Kumar, everything in his power here. He's finding it difficult to try and adjust to the different lengths that Yasin Shodi is implementing on the squash court here. It's just irresistible play. Wow, what a performance this has been from Yasin Shodi. It's caught everybody by surprise. I'm sure Velavan Senthil Kumar will be feeling the heat too. Big finish with the backhand. Yasin Shodi, he's on a roll. He looks unstoppable. Senthil Kumar will have to try and forget the last 15 minutes as quickly as possible because this has gone completely away from him. He still has time to try and rectify this situation, but it's urgent now. Yasin Shodi is just piling it on, point after point. Senthil Kumar having quite a few unforced errors in his game. It just feels that they've been forced by the racket of Yasin Shodi. It's been a complete performance from the Egyptian. Malaysian Mohammad Shafiq Kamal will be watching along. His potential opponent. It's very scary on the court. Kumar just colliding into Shodi. Big call here from the official. Will be replayed by the looks of it with Yasin Shodi on 8-1 without doing himself. First game was dominant, Shodi making the movement into Senthil Kumar. Take two. Yasin Shodi has not just found his length, but his placement was just stepping upside. Levels above. Every shot so measured, so precise. Senthil Kumar having to reactive squash rather than trying to dictate the tempo, which he often does. It's another big point. Yasin Shodi. He sees that bit of momentum being broken there. That point cheered on from the Senthil Kumar camp. He knows that he's under the cosh. Big point again, back to back. He'll take it. He'll absolutely take it. Kumar needs sort of what a clever shot that was from Shodi. Oh, had to react. Brilliant again. Senthil Kumar comes roaring back. 3 in a row. And he just saw a bit of that hesitation and he just pounces on it with that shut backhand. Shodi though still has a mammoth lead in the context of the semi-final. Blow. Shodi takes it on the full, and Senthil Kumar is asking himself the question as to why the shot was played in the first place, because he opens the door for Shodi. He's now 2 points away from a 2-0 lead. Kumar having a Interesting resurgence. Look at that for a backhand slice. Senthil Kumar is not in no man's land, but recovers quickly. Senthil Kumar gets the break on that occasion. Absolutely take it, keeps him alive. Cut down on those unforced errors. And speaking of unforced errors, Yasin Shodhi has just left the door open here for the number one seed. Will that proverbial mountain to climb, but nobody knows that he can close it out here with a couple of good shots. That's an advantage. Satya Kumar will have to play carefree squash. So they just calm, just trying to cut out the mistakes. Look like who blinks first in the situation here because he looks to open up with a quick forehand. Great pick up there from Senthil Kumar. Pick up there from Relevant. Great defense from the number one seed. Fantastic get there from Shodhi as he tries to get away from him. Powerless to stop it as a big clubbing forehand, and the crowd responds. That's one of the loudest cheers of the day. Nikhil Kumar, who had his backs to the wall, now roared back. Then two. You might be asking the question as to how he's allowed Senthil Kumar back in this. Goes. These backhands that are just tempting, teasing each other. Who opens up first? Shodhi believes that the pickup was not legitimate. It's a massive, massive point. It's a point that changes the momentum. Yasin Shodhi now has got 3 game points. Senthil Kumar resurgence going to be closed out here. Contingents cheering his team on as Senthil Kumar forcing the error. Big point coming up here. Still has to save 2 game points. Melvin Senthil Kumar will not go anywhere without a fight. Seen him on many a tours where he just dazzles till the very end. Oh, brilliant from Yasin Shodhi. A magnificent backhand to close out an intense game as the number 2 seed has a 2-0 advantage in the semi-finals. Senthil Kumar under pressure. Yasin Shodhi in the driver's seat. 11-8 in the second. Yasin Shodi, the number 2 seed from Egypt, has been brilliant. This is the kind of performance that he would have been envisioning before entering the Gymkhana today. 11-4, 11-8. And he looks like he's in perfect form here. Go out there and finish the job in straight games. He's up against the number 1 seed who will not quit. You know that about him. He will not surrender. Had a brief resurgence in game number 2. Sinshodi had built up a sizable enough lead, but Senthil Kumar came back, showed some great personality. That personality and shot selection needs to continue as Yasin Shodi, a couple of errors from his racket early on. Melvin just hesitates slightly. So they will capitalize on any sort of hesitation, and the forehand crashes against the board on that occasion. Very good start this from Senthil Kumar. First time in this match that he has picked up a lead of this magnitude. 3-0. When you're 2-0 down is just the kind of start that you're hoping to have. You know that Yasin Shodi can quickly turn it on a dime. Great backhand. Oh, Senthil Kumar's forehand crashes against the tin. Post error at a critical moment. Senthil Kumar started at 3-0. Last thing you'll want to see his advantage just slip away there as both players do end up colliding on that occasion. Seen Shodi. And this is a game where he will not want to show Senthil Kumar any sort of light. 3-0 down, 3-3 in real quick time. It showcases the level at which Yasin Shodi has been operating here. He's played at a very high level. Sometimes as an opponent, you just don't know what's going to happen. And look at Yasin Shodi now. Lovely flick here, and then this touch is so special. Magnificent on the squash court, and it just feels like Senthil Kumar, who has thrown his best shots at the Egyptian, that he just might be falling short here. Still a monumental effort needed from the number 1 seed. With an outstanding get with the backhand. You have such elite defense as an opponent, you just feel you have to work so hard to get a point. Point against Yasin Shodi just feels like a monumental achievement as he throws that forehand away. Just looks to hit that with power over placement. Let's have a look at this forehand. It's gone for the power. Let's just scratch the head after that, because if he could take that back, he certainly would. But it's 4-all now. So this is the first game where both semi-finalists were level at 4 apiece, and then Yasin Shodi just went on a 7-point barrage. Overhead forehand there from Shodhi. And then he mixes it up with a delightful backhand. Oh, he's pulling out all the tricks here. Look at the way he just mixes his game up. As an opponent, it keeps you guessing. Even Senthil Kumar has to applaud that one. Such was the quality of that shot, and Shodhi again with the lead. His game keeps you guessing as he rips that forehand with power. Well, the placement isn't too shabby either, as Yasin Shodhi wants to finish this right here, right now in straight games. Put on a real display. Mohammad Yafi Kamal from Malaysia watching this along. He'll be quite concerned looking at the way Yasin Shodhi has been motoring along here. This has been a quite clinical display from the number 2 seed. Senthil Kumar, one of the top Indian squash players, feeling the heat. Senthil Kumar had a 3-0 lead to start off this game. That's a good forehand from him. Something to just break that momentum that Yasin Shodhi was building up there. He's got him on his heels on that occasion, and that nice whip forehand. The empty side of the court. Close get there. Good forehand there from Yasin Shodhi. Just stands right at the tee and unleashes just the control that he's been exercising throughout this match. Very much on display. And look at the positioning. It's elite. He knows exactly where it's coming. He's got time to execute. Senthil Kumar has to claw back a 3-point deficit while Shodhi is 3 points away from a spot in the finals. It off in style and panache. Behind there from Shodhi. The conviction at which he puts this one and stays it. You know, he's very much capable of mixing it with the devilish of drop shots. You're always guessing, and that backhand from Senthil Kumar is well shot. You feel that there have been far too many unforced errors in his performance here today. But you will also be the first one to acknowledge that Yasin Shodhi today has just been a cut above. 11-4, 11-8 in the first two. And Shodhi looks to do his best for his last. But for those who have watched Yasin Shodhi over the years, you would have had him as one of the finalists in the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour in Mumbai. He's just that guy. He's just that kind of a player. And now he's got five match points. And this is one of the most dominant performances that you'll see in a semi-finals. We've seen 2 semi-finals that have gone to 5 games. Yasin Shodhi looking to add the finishing touches right here, right now. Say the 2 seed beating the 1 seed would be an upset, but Yasin Shodhi is not your ordinary 2 seed in a tournament. As he looks for the drop shot, it's well picked up. He looks to finish it off. Can he smash it? Can. Oh, it's an unforced error of the forehand, and Yasin Shodhi eliminates the number 1 seed here in Mumbai. It is a clinical performance. It is a masterpiece from the Egyptian, and he gets it done in straight games. 11-4, 11-8, 11-5 for your finalists of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. Commiserations to Vedavan Senthil Kumar. Congratulations to Yasin Shodhi. And that will be the men's final lineup. Mohammad Shafiq Kamal from Malaysia taking on Yasin Shodhi, the unseeded player from Malaysia, taking on Yasin Shodhi, the 2 seed who has displaced the number 1 seed in clinical fashion. And it's back to the drawing board for Velavan Senthil Kumar as he's found out on court here that Yasin Shodhi is just different. Well, one more semi-finals to go, 3 in the bag, and it's the all-Egyptian women's semi-finals between the number 4 seed Noor Kafaji from Egypt taking on Farida Walid from Egypt, the number 2 seed. Stay tuned for more live action as the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai semi-finals day winds down to the final game. Well, before the start of the main event, the All Egyptian semi-finals, we do have Vansh Chawla on the sidelines, where he's got the men's finalist Yasin Shodhi, waiting to hear his thoughts on what he feels after a dominant display against the number one seed.
Well, I've got Yasin Shorty from Egypt here with me. He's now into the finals of this HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour. First of all, many congratulations. What a performance out there on court.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really happy. I think this is like one of my biggest wins so far in my career. So in 3 games as well. So I'm really proud of myself for staying consistent the whole match. Yeah, and all thanks to my coaches back at home.
Well, you are the number 2 seed, he's the number 1 seed. That felt like a final out there. And do you think this confidence will take you well into the finals now?
Yeah, number 1 seed pulled out his name the first day of the tournament, I think. So that draw couldn't change. So yeah, we're the 1 and 2 seed, but there's still a match tomorrow that I need to win. So yeah, that's what I'm focused on.
What was the game plan coming into this match? Because have you seen previous videos of Velavan play, or how was it?
Yeah, I've watched him before, but I think it's different because we're both left-handed, so it's a different game, different battle. I think we've played like the whole match on the backhand side, so yeah, I just thought I know my backhand is good, and I think he thought his backhand is really good as well. So we both played the whole match here, and whoever got the tighter shot would win the rally.
Yasin, tell us about your daily routine when you come into such tournaments. This is a big tournament for you, and just for all our viewers, how do you plan your tournaments and how do you plan before each match?
Yeah, nothing different. It's just wake up, have breakfast, maybe watch the opponent play, and then like maybe a nap before the match. Yeah, that's it. Nothing spectacular.
Mohammad Safiq is into the finals from Malaysia as well. You play him tomorrow, so are you going to research about him, or are you going to analyze his gameplay, or how is it going to be?
I've played with him before, like maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago. I've watched him play the whole tournament. He's been playing really well. He beat my 2 friends here. So yeah, tough match, and I'll be ready for him tomorrow.
Congratulations for today and all the best for your finals tomorrow. It's really good to see your intensity on court.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that was Yasin here with me. Back to live action on court number 1 for the last semi-final of the day.
There you have it, the last game settings for today. Haji Pink and Farida will lead the outfit here as we've got All Egyptian semi-final. Shodhi very relaxed in his post-match presser, where he talked about how important that victory was against the number 1 seed. The game could have very easily been a final tomorrow, but in the semi-finals, and the winner of this contest will face the Indian Tanvi Khanna in the final tomorrow. So 1 Indian representation. I think we're going to get 2 in the nation of Egypt. 1 in the men's final and 1 certainly in the women's final. Nukafaji beat Malak Fatih 8 games in her quarterfinal clash. A game that we're expecting to be very tight, but the way that Nukafaji started the first game, just felt that she was very much in the mood. She played her shots to perfection, controlled the length, just utterly dominant. And the same can be said about Farida Walid, who dispatched the Japanese Risa Sugimoto in straight games 11-5, 11-5, 11-6. Both these semi-finalists coming into this game in the back of some excellent form. Wins off court, but once that gate is closed, once the glass door shuts, lines have been drawn, and these two yielding very little on the court. real battle in the early stages. These have been super intense. Separate the two so far. Left-handers trying to find the perfect angles. The two of the three semi-finals have been five-game thrillers. Shodi got the job done against the number one seed Relevant Senthil Kumar in straight games. Let's see how this clash between the number 4 seed Noor Kafaji and the 2 seed Farida will leave hands up, because it has the potential to really go the distance. Evenly matched class. Brilliant players. Finals lineup now looking all but certain. Shafiq Kamal from Malaysia will take on Yasin Shodi from Egypt. Shodi said that he has faced the Malaysian last year. He's aware of the style and the experience that the Malaysian will bring on the court. I will be watching this game where he faced off against both these opponents in the past. Ask whether or not there's a preference. I'm sure the question will be whoever is the better player, let's have at it in the finals. Expected. Absolutely nothing to separate these two so far. Oh, brilliant rip backhand there from Noor Kafaji. Sat up nicely for her and then just unleashes a fearsome backhand. Really get there as who makes a movement into the 2 seed. Level again at 4-all. So all the makings going the distance. Very good forehand. Better get there. From elite defense, keep the points alive as Farida rips that backhand. Farida Walid going to apply the pressure, and number 2 seed now. Who's in front? The four friends off the court have faced each other numerous times in the past. Know each other's game. Back of their hands. Equal each other out. Those kind of situations, and it's almost like the better player win on the day. Raji, world number 78. Farida Walid. Tested with each and every point here. He knows that Kafaji's defense is at a very high level, but she's able to navigate it so far, and that drop shot is cleverly placed. From being level, it's 3 points on the trot here for the 2 seed. Delicately played there from Farida Walid. Will be looking to cut out some of those unforced errors. Deep into this game. That's a really good faction, but it's now Farida Walid who's just controlling the tee, but controlling the tempo and her length perfectly here. Khalid continues to really put it on Noor Kafaji here. A completely different game to how it started. Up there, she ripped that backline. Great get there from Dr. Green. She's picking her spot, and the drop shot is perfectly executed. And it's set up nicely. Just loses a racket on it. Kafaji, who tries to get there first, goes through. Farida Walid. Now 2 points away from convincing first game. Showcasing all facets of her game. It has been a complete display from her. Again, unforced error from her. Still has the gap, still has the cushion. And we'd like to extend our thank you to the Scotch Racket Federation of India, the Sports Authority of India, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Scotch Association, and on the ice. Really positively just showcasing a bit of fighting spirit here. I'm going to go away, not having that influence without making sure that it makes it count here. In the final stage, the margin of error is diminishing with every point. It couldn't be higher. What in the final? Up for grabs. Brilliant point. Very nicely done. The lengthy point where both athletes were tested to the limit. His backhand was in place but did not have the power as it's Farida Walid. 4 game points. One of them being saved by number 4 seed. Both players in one great game quarterfinals fully identified that the semifinals would be anything but. Farida's control of the length has just been a cut above. Oh, there's a collision there. We saw Noor Kafaji having an injury in the quarterfinals where he was full stretch and then had to recover in time. Rida Walid with a very measured backhand here. Let's have a look whether or not there's a case. She stood her ground. Walid who's made the movement into her. There's one situation where he has gained point. Situation for here. It's a really good brand. And from Khalid. Again, Noor looking to finish it off, and she does. Good point there for the 4 seed. Not letting this one go, and with every point against the number 2 seed, having so much weight. Will be straightforward for Rida Walid. He's being tested now. There, very close. Starting for the center. He controls the phone here. Just there, Walid does with the backhand. Big forehand there. It's a tricky one for Noor. She can't get that in. As Farida Walid takes the first game 11-8. Oh, what an epic performance that was. Noor Tafaji trying her very best to try and drag this till the very end. But the number 4 seed eventually falling short as it's Farida Walid who takes the first game 11-8. Glass door shuts. Back drawing enemy lines here is Farida Walid. On a very impressive first game showing. Paji with a late battle, but ultimately falling short. Now to the PC to open up size of the lead. And of course, now awaits the PC from India. Either the 2 seed or the 4 seed. Tries to go on the outside and a bit of a tricky position there. Where the number 4 seed will have to just push down and get a bit of that momentum, a bit of the advantage going again. Just let the control going, start dominating the team. You know, Paji likes to bring the team and keep the tempo. Here's the Walid. Pick up there from Noor, and oh my word, what a stretch that is, and ultimately powerless again. Two outrageous defensive shots, but ultimately Farida Walid put in a corner which is almost impossible even for Noor Kafaji to pick that up. Noor Kafaji's elasticity and athleticism will display with those defensive shots. Couple of unforced errors here, but in the early stages, we don't mind this at this time. Let's see this. When we're in the latter half of the games, that's when things can really come back to haunt you. And he's very much capable of lifting a performance to another level here, but he knows that Farida Walid, as they get great defensive work there from Noor. Unbelievable game just played at such a high level there. As Noor Kafaji approaches the 10 on that occasion, tries to get there forward first, seems to keep the pace off that defensive shot. An error that again brings it down to 2-all. Hard open that forehand. Now control that center again as it's Noor Kafaji with a very calmly placed backhand. Noticing that previous point as well, where she's just, even if she's cramped for room, has managed to dig it out perfectly there. Lovely touch. We're looking a lot more confident here. More importantly, leaving a bit of a gap. A very good response after dropping the first game, and she's got the number 2 seed. Slightly rattled here. Here are the record of Farida Walid. And found that if you're making a mistake, and there with real power. You can use that to her advantage, but you take the movement into Noor. And this is a really good spot that the number 4 seed finds themselves in.
Not a run forced error. Farida Walid has not been able to hit the ball with the full confidence and surety that she had in that first game. Doing exactly what she's supposed to do in terms of setting the appetite, putting in a performance that makes her opponents think that it's not going to be a comfortable game whatsoever. Like in the first game, it's going to be slice there. He gets it. Pick up there. Then on the back pedal. Nicely on the forehand there from Kapiji and is very well placed. Suppose alive. Incredible amount of energy needed for these points as oh, it's a brilliant change of direction there from Nur Papaji. Wow, what a shot! An incredible rally ends with the amazing forehand roast. Look at this, the change of angle, inside out. Completely wrong foots her opponent. Now the game on, folks. We have a semi-final now in our hands. Need to pick up there from Noor. And look at the way that she stretches in the quickest amount of time. With ridiculous agility there. And the pliability that you need in your muscles and your limbs. And complete those kind of actions. Years of training. Nice backhand there from Farida Walid. She just stood her ground. Confident looking for backhand. We will know that the job is not done here despite being flawless in this game after losing the first. Farida Walid beating Ruth could be more to a straight game to showcase her attacking prowess and Papaji with a couple of errors. He's having a comfortable lead, now slightly uncomfortable. And within two, what we want to do is hand over the initiative, all that hard work to try and create separation, being undone in a few minutes. That's the forehand and then thrown into the tip of the key. Good game. Wallet, brilliant forehand. Kafaji tries to get there, and it's three in a row. What has been a tremendous comeback in this game. Sensational stuff. Now within one. Look comfortable. Now really uncomfortable. Great forehand slice. Farida Walid. Such a clever shot. Really area because it was feel that the movement wasn't definitely a point for Walid. Haji seeing her early initiative completely wiped out. Two games that took us to the depths of the five-game thriller. Semi-final with Mukut and Yasin Shodi cleaning up in straight games. We're going to see a game where it's back-to-back or we're going to see the third of the semi-finals going the distance. But Farida Walid here is playing some unbelievable squash. I mean, the mentality on display is just beyond belief. That's five in a row for her. Nur Kafaji was looking comfortable in terms of drawing level. now finding ourselves in such a tricky position. He's seeing this slip away from our fingers. The number two seed has just stepped it up and looks unstoppable on the court. An error there on the racket of HCL. Let's have a look here. The good backhand, cultured forehand there from Noor Kapaji. To stem the flow, she needed something. Seeing her just find the answers as Rida, having gotten there, can't lift it over in time. Now it's Noor with back-to-back points. Now 2 points away from leveling things up. Good recovery there with the backhand of full stretch. The second blow really for Kapaji if to lose from here. Not just a loss of a game, but it's a loss of a game from a commanding position. Look at their psyche as it's three in a row for Noor, and it's a complete turnaround here. Looks like we might go minimum 4 games by the looks of it as Noor looks to serve out. The battle to the very best of abilities. 7 all from there in the Noor Kapaji show. There's a chance there. The forehand was well placed. He might have stood her ground, but also might just move slightly to the left. Yes, she does. The tight calls. You can make that movement into your opponent. You lose the initiative. While it's still in with a shout. You snatch this one away from Noor Kapaji. Big point coming up here. Is going to win the future throughout the semi-final. He nails that backhand. And now the open forehand is brilliant from Farida Walid, and you can tell from her reaction that this is a point of massive significance. It has left the door open here for Noor Kapaji, now within 1. Farida Walid turn things around here. Big point coming up. To make a mistake and try and be as precise as possible, and the drop shot is just over the tin. Oh, can you believe it? Noor, who had game points in the bank, has seen it being snatched away. Absolutely unbelievable scenes here as we're level at 10 all. Both games dragging us deep. That backhand from Noor Kapaji is emphatic. Now she's got game point now. She close it out though. Really well. It's away from the center. Noor is trying to dominate and the drop shot works to its charm. Farida Walid at full stretch tries to get there, but unfortunately can't get there. Might have done a bit of damage to her, but Noor Kapaji comes roaring back and takes the second game 11-9, and we are level in the semi-final, 1 each.
The HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai 2026 has thrown up four incredible semi-finals. Two games of real high quality with nothing to separate the two Egyptians here. The number two seed Noor Kafaji, the number two seed rather Farida Walid, who taken the first game, had an opportunity to try and close it out. Noor Kafaji just showcasing that he is high quality, and she's not going to let this one slip here. They fancy her chances. He is the number four seed heading into this. And had an outstanding tournament. Have to be ready to take this the distance though, because Farida Walid has showcased that he's playing some outstanding squash too, the number two seed. Hannah, the three seed, will be watching along from the sidelines. Looking at the potential opponents here. One of these opponents is going to be an uncomfortable matchup for Hannah from India. Flying the Indian flag in the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai edition. Senthil Kumar getting eliminated in the semi-finals after a magnificent straight game performance from Yasin Shodi from Egypt. Number two seed will take on the unseeded from Malaysia, Mohammad Siafiq Kamal. What we've seen so far in the semi-finals, nothing to separate these two, and these lengthy rallies are a proper indication of the same. Not happy with her shot selection there, a bit curious with herself. Kapaji just asking the question that she's not happy with the call, but she has to acknowledge that he's on the receiving end of an excellent Farida Walid game here. 4-1 as a response to dropping the previous game is exactly where she wants to find ourselves, as Kapaji just looking slightly puzzled here. He's going away from her after putting in a mammoth effort. Goes back in number two as Farida Walid, who just continues to just excel here. These shots are just out of this world. The calmness and the composed manner in which he's playing them makes it all the more mystifying. Catch there from her agility on display on numerous occasions, and she forces the error. Needed point there for number four seed. And it's that stuff that helps her. Incredible depths of the court. Wali just keeps holding the tempo though. The one who's taken the lead role, the protagonist approach. On that occasion, and the backhand is an unforced error. Walid reopens up rather a 5-point lead. Dangerous territory though for Noor Kafaji, because mentally it's incredibly taxing. See you pull it back and then see a game slip away from your fingertips in real quick fashion. One could be replayed there. Unfortunate 2-1 first error there of the backhand of number 4 seed. Frustration is showing here. It's a bit more apparent. Farida Walid will look to capitalize on the situation though. Knows that the opponent is slightly rattled at this moment. In game number 3, not go according to plan whatsoever. Trying to draw back from a real deficit here. And all Farida Walid in game 3. Kaji is almost preparing for game 4 and to try and stay in this tournament here because it's been really rapid in the way that Farida has just displaced Kapaji here. To the 4 seed. Backhand slice is well picked up. Walid really good in terms of her approach and how she's measured this throughout the semi-final. Right now has got 7 game points. It's in a dominant game 3 here. And it's a lovely drop shot. Staying alive in this. Not focusing about the 4th game. She's trying to claw her way back. Try and do the unthinkable from this position. Capable of providing this upset, but got the work cut out here as the drop shot from Farida Walid is perfectly executed, and the number 2 seed takes a 2-1 lead here in Mumbai. An outstanding performance from Walid. Kapaji finding herself slightly frustrated in this game. We would have seen that momentum that she built in game number 2 just slip away. And now Farida Walid, 11 points, a game away from meeting Tanvi Khanna in the finals tomorrow. Game number 4 of the second women's semi-finals. Number 2 seed Farida Walid in a commanding position. Close it out right here, right now. But Noor Kafaji will know that she will have to play her best squash, not just stay alive, but try and advance into the finals tomorrow, where the number 3 seed from India, Tanvi Khanna, awaits. Walid with a 2-1 lead serves. A situation where she's got absolutely nothing to lose. Have to go out there and try and play some aggressive, confident squash. Know that she's up against it. She'll know that her opponent has gotten the better of her. In game number 2, where Kapaji was looking comfortable, either Walid had a spell there where this came fighting back, and it just looked like she would take game number 2 and then it would threaten to finish it off in straight games. So far in game number 4, to get a bit of that energy going. Great knockout from here. If you look at from his point of view, while Farida Walid does have cushion, margin of error, don't want to take this to game number 5, then it pretty much becomes anybody's game considering the shift in momentum. If Mukafaji is to win from here, Walid has started perfectly here so far. 2-0 lead and finish this off this way right now. Egyptian representation is almost expected, isn't it, with the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tours in India? Fantastic to see the pipeline from Egypt producing such top talents. And it's so to see a couple of them break through to the upper echelons, the higher rankings, the longer they continue to play. And that's why taking these kind of tours very seriously helps them, not just in terms of the rankings, but that establish that aura, air of dominance. Whenever you step onto the court, people are aware what you're capable of doing, as Noor nails that forehand powerfully and stops a 3-point barrage. And it's something to go her way. Not going to surrender without a fight. Absolutely no indication that Noor will do that, because she is a fighter and you can see it from her defensive work throughout points. It was the most incredible gets on tour, mainly from the racket of Noor Kafuji. He wants to play an aggressive brand, but the unforced errors just can't seem to leave her at this moment. Farida Walid is now 6 points away from the spot in the finals. How quickly he's moved on in the last couple of games. With one each, looks like could be anybody's game, but then Farida Walid just turns her car into gear 5. Just been unstoppable since then. Attempted drop shot there from Walid on that occasion. Down to collisions as both athletes looking to wrestle the control for the tee. Farida Walid's control of her length with her strokes has just been next level here. Just next level. We're in a base, and it's something that Tanvi Khanna will have to watch and try and figure out in real time. Just watching tape is one thing, but when you're up against the gladiator, it feels like a different kind of pressure with the heat turned up to 100, especially with the final setting. Just know that margin of error with the cameras watching, everybody having their expectations of you going the distance. It's been cranked up here as Farida Walid is playing on some outstanding defense. On the 2 seed here, they put a foot wrong here. Kafuji with a good pickup. Great rally this. Fantastic point on display. The two Egyptians really showing up and showing out. What a point this was. Incredible rally, going the distance. But once again, it is Farida Walid who takes the big point in our favor. And mentally, it could be a crushing blow towards the number 4 seed, Noor Kafuji. Looks like we're getting different kinds of semi-finals, isn't it? How unpredictable the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour is. I don't know what kind of contest you get. We started off with 2 semi-finals that went the distance, 2 5-gamers, and then we saw Yasin Shodi putting on a clinical display that shocked everybody. The dispatch relevant Senthil Kumar in straight games, 11-4, 11-8, 11-5. Farida Walid getting closer and closer to the final spot. Only 4 points away. And she's barely given Noor a sniff in this deciding game for the number 4 seed. Reza Walid looking to close it out in commanding fashion. These two know each other's game so well, and it's a magnificent forehand there from Walid. Who at full stretch picks it up nicely, but ultimately cannot get up in time or respond because the angle on that shot, forehand winner there from Walid, special. He's still getting the support of her team there, encouraging her with every point. Noor has just made that movement into Farida. And the point will just be replayed though. For the punishment for number 4 seed who's holding on for dear life here. Wait, serving to keep our hopes alive. Margin of error diminishing with every point. Farida looks to add the finishing touches to her masterpiece here. That is a lovely backhand though from Noor. The lead down to 5 now, 3-8. A very good period this for Kaji. Walid not looking to be overly aggressive. And it's a Noor show right now. Point after point to the 4 seed. Trying to make things a little bit more uncomfortable, which is looking quite straightforward. Farida Walid. Noor Kafiji now showcasing her fighting spirit. Not over till she says it's over. That is on display here. Big point coming up here. You can understand why that level of physicality involved. Rather looking to shut down this momentum that Kafuji has been building up for a while here. Noor is playing carefree squash at this moment. She's got nothing to lose, considering the scoreline and the situation. 5 in a row, and to keep that alive. And this is a fantastic comeback. Noor Kafuji, take a bow. She could have very easily wilted away, but this is sensational stuff. 6 in a row. And the pressure now on Walid. The unpredictability of squash on full display here. You will feel that she's got a real shot trying to bring this level. Brilliant again. To replay this from Noor Kafaji. She is pulling off an incredible comeback. Farida must be wondering what's gone wrong here. An 8-1 lead, now at 8-8. Ooh, there was a chance there. Huge let off, building up that steam, and it just felt like the law of averages was going to catch up. And it's a point that is so crucial because it gives Farida Walid 2 points away from victory. It's the backhand. Goes out the point here. This is a massive point. Farida stands her ground, and I think the point will. Yes, it will. It is 2 match points now for Farida Walid, as she has braced that comeback from Noor Kafaji. But having taken all those blows, still being up for it and putting on a clinical display, she's a point away from the spot in the finals. Oh, Noor with a lovely slice. Farida having gotten there, a bit disappointed that she couldn't make contact on it. 1 match point saved by the 4 seed. That was a delicious drop shot. Slice from the racket. They're looking to add the finishing touches. Hold the center of the tee here. And we'll have to put Everything on the line. Throw the kitchen sink and then some as the drop shot there from Farida Walid is placed to perfection. No Kafaji with the question. It won't be answered in her favor as the number two seed advances to the final. No Kafaji with a tremendous effort in game number four, but ultimately falling short to the two seed, who wraps it up in 4 games as the semi-final, the all Egyptian semi-final, delivering on all counts here in Mumbai. And there you have it. It has been an incredible 4 games here at the Juhu Pali Gymkhana. The semi-finals have delivered. We got different kinds of semi-finals. 2 games that went the distance. One that was a clean sweep, and the all Egyptian semi-finals settled in 4 games. As Farida Walid will face Tanvi Khanna in the finals tomorrow. Farida Walid with a 11-8, 9-11, 11-4, 11-9 victory against her countrywoman Noor Kafaji, whose tournament ends in the semi-finals. But she played some incredible squash throughout and can be very proud of the way that she represented herself and her country. Congratulations to Farida Walid, your finalist of the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai, and we will see her in the finals tomorrow against Tanvi Khanna. Well, there you have it, the results of today. Mohammad Siafi Kamal beating Ziad Ibrahim. 3 games to 2. Akari Midori Kawa trying her best to try and stop the Indian juggernaut Tanvi Khanna, who got the job done 3-2. Then Yasin Shodhi from Egypt rather, beating the Indian first seed, Relevant Senthil Kumar. 3 games to love. And the final game delivered on all counts in terms of a spectacle as the number two seed Farida Walid dispatching the number four seed Noor Kafaji in the all Egyptian semi-finals 3 games to 1, and then remains 4 athletes and 2 finals tomorrow. There's your finals lineup as Mohammad Shafi Kamal will take on Yasin Shodhi in the men's final, and the women's final we will see the number 3 seed Tanvi Khanna taking on the number 2 seed Farida Walid from Egypt. And tomorrow, the 2 finals will enthrall as the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai reaches its final day tomorrow. Well, this has been an absolute pleasure calling the semi-finals. This is me, Suraj, who's signing off from the com box. I've got my colleague Vansh Chavla on the sidelines, who's got an interview with Farida Walid, and will sign off on the behalf of the team. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure. Stay tuned as we got the interview and the wrap up. This is me, Suraj, signing off.
Farida Walid is now into the finals of this HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour. Farida, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. It was a really tough match against Noor. She's a tough opponent and she's also from Egypt, so it's very tricky to play someone from Egypt.
Tackling about the mental aspect of the game and of course the physical aspect, both were tested today because the game went till 4 sets and of course it could have gone till 5 as well.
Yeah, actually I tried to stick to my plan after I lost the second game, yeah, and it worked really good.
Can you share us about your daily routine because this is a major tournament and how do you come into this tournament? What kind of mindset do you have coming into such matches?
Yeah, I just take it to enjoy the match, not to really think about it. I came here yesterday I lost my luggage. Yeah, and I got it today in the morning, so yeah, I'm feeling really happy. And I practiced in the morning, I felt so good.
You're seeded number 2 on this tour. Do you think this is an extra pressure for you or do you think that you're confident seeded as number 2 and of course that gives you the extra motivation as well?
No, I don't take it with the seeding, everyone is, every match is a tough match, That's why, even if I'm playing, Noor is seeded 4 and she's tough, yeah. It's not with the seeding.
Tanvi Khanna up next tomorrow in the finals. Have you had a chance to analyze the game that she plays?
Yeah, I played Tanvi before. It went to 5 little games. Yeah, I'm looking forward for tomorrow's match.
How's the recovery going to be and are you all right because something happened in the second game?
Yeah, my wrist sprained, but yeah, I'm gonna ice it. Now I'm gonna go eat food with the team. Yeah, that's it.
Well, congratulations for today and all the best for the finals tomorrow as well, Farida.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that was Farida Walid here with me. Well, before we move on, we've got the finalists for tomorrow. At 5:30 p.m., we've got Farida Walid who's going to take on Tanvi Khanna. Then up next at 6:15 p.m., we have got the men's finals. It is going to be Yasin Shadi and Mohammad Siafiq Kamal from Malaysia who are going to lock horns in the final of this HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai 2026. Well, this prestigious tournament is hosted in partnership with the Squash Rackets Federation of India with some support from the Sports Authority of India and the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. I also wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our partners, the JVPG Club, the Maharashtra Squash Rackets Association and Monkey Ice Portable Instant Ice Pack. You can watch all the action live on the HCL Group and the India Squash's YouTube channels. See you tomorrow for the finals. This is your presenter, Vansh Chawla, signing off.